Here you go. Okay. So let's look at what makes beech beech. You ready? Okay. Look. All right. So first thing right off the bat, it's very heavy, which means it's very dense. It's just very hard, very heavy. It's very strong. Second thing is it's got a little bit of a pink tint to it. If you compare it to poplar, okay, you can see it's way pinker, okay, where this is kind of yellow. If you compare it to alder, let's go in the back room. Well, here's some alder. Let me compare it to right here. So alder is very pink too. Alder is the main thing you're gonna get it mixed up with, if anything. Looks very similar, doesn't it? In color. The main difference, and you can't guarantee the colors, or you can't just go by colors. And the main difference is alder is super light. Feel that? It's thin, but it's still very light for the size of it. If that same board was beech, it'd be much heavier. It's heavier than poplar. Of course, it's a bigger board. But the biggest tell of beech that we've always looked for here, besides color and besides weight, the last indicator is this flaking. See the freckles?
Yeah.
See all the little...
Yeah.
See all that?
Yeah.
It does have a grain, but within the grain is going to be some flaking. And the flaking is the biggest tell sign of beech that there is the flaking. Because if you look at the alder, it doesn't have it.
Right.
You look at poplar, it doesn't have it. Come over here, we can look at some other species that kind of look similar. This is beech. You see the flaking. This is beech. You see the flaking.
So all this is beech.
Not necessarily. This is cherry. This is a random piece of cherry stuck in here. Okay.
Yeah.
It doesn't have the flake. This is cedar. You can also smell. The smells help. This is cedar. Cedar has a lot of very hairy looking knots.
Okay.
See right here, the knots real hairy.
Yeah.
That's cedar.
Crazy.
But you can smell cedar from a mile away.
Right.
So that's another way to tell what you're looking at is to smell it. Beech, eventually you'll be able to smell beech. I can smell oak real easy because I've worked with it for so long. Some of it gets tricky. This is cypress. Notice it's real white or yellow. It doesn't have the flaking. Those lines in here are planer lines. Okay, they're not really in the wood. They're just from the machining.
Okay.
But you can kind of feel it's a little waxy. Cypress,
natural oil.
Yeah, cypress has a natural oil in it, and it kind of protects it. Red cedar, like we looked at a while ago, has it too.
Yeah.
But you can see in these batches, there's beech here. See the flake?
Yeah, I see the flake.
The flake is what you're going to look for above all.
Okay.
The flake. There's beech all throughout here. It's just randomly placed. So now you could go through your racks with some confidence and pull out beech at least. Then we got some random weird things here.
Does any other thing have flakes in it?
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Other than oak. Yeah.
There's some like rift cut white oak. Let me get you a piece of that.
Oak's pretty obvious, ain't it?
It's to me, but it may not be to you.
And they're like very hairy or something?
Well, it's going to be whiter.
And whiter.
Or yellow. You can get confused between some red oak, but we don't usually have red oak rift cut. But this is cortisone.
But it has long hair.
Right. And it's yellow.
Yeah.
I mean, compare these two.
It's obvious.
It's going to be obvious they're not the same thing.
But regular oak would look pretty similar to this, right? Well, it'd be darker brown.
But the regular oak wouldn't have the flakes.
Okay.
See the difference? It's a major difference.
Yeah.
So you can tell.
And oak's heavy.
Yeah. Oh. That oak is heavy too. So you can't, you can't always go by weight. You can't always go by color. You can't always go by flake. You can't always go by weight. You kind of have to weigh it all out. Okay, it's heavy, it's flaking, it's pink, it's beech. It's yellow. It's flaky. It's heavy. It's oak.
Yeah.
It smells like cedar. It is cedar. It smells like cypress. Eventually, you'll kind of be able to even smell it. All right, so let's stop that video.